Hi everybody, welcome back to ZoEpileptic. Today I am going to be telling you guys the story of my first seizure, which is a bit of a crazy story. So I was 17 years old. It was Valentine's Day. And the next day I was meant to be flying to Florida with my best friend and my dad and my brother, because I love roller coasters and we were all going to go together. And this guy I was seeing at the time, he wanted me to go to this like event with him. So I went on Valentine's Day night, drank way too much. Got home 5 a.m, woke up 7 a.m. for the flight. And back then, like, I was really used to just getting 2 hours sleep sometimes. It was no big deal. Like, I'd go out with my friends and all of this. And then I just woke up. I was like, I need to have a shower because I smelled so bad. And got in the shower. And that's the last thing I remember. And then I woke up on the floor. And when you have a seizure, you go into something called a post-ictal state, which is kind of like you have no idea who you are, who other people are, what's going on, where you are, all of this sort of thing. And so I woke up and my best friend is like crying over me, first thing I remember. And I just remember being like, who is this chick? And then I just get, you know, everyone's freaking out. I have no idea what's going on. They put me in a car. You know, they're starting to try and describe it to me and I'm kind of coming to a bit more and making a bit more sense out of it. And then we got to the doctor, Dr. Eli Silver, my neurologist, who's absolutely amazing. And I cried in his office a lot. And he had a look at me and he was like, look, you're fine. I had bruises up and down my arm from falling off. But he said, you're not allowed to go to Florida. So that was really upsetting. I went home and I was just distraught. I was so upset, and my mom, she, you know, planned all this stuff for me and my best friend to do. And we went out for dinner and all of these things and had loads of fun days out. But obviously, like, I still felt horrible. And then I had a test done called an EEG. An EEG is like a brain scan, and they stick all this stuff to your head and they, you know, flashlights in your eyes and do all this crazy stuff. I'm actually going to go and get an EEG very soon. So I will be filming that and hopefully showing it on this channel. But I don't know how that's going to go. So yeah, they scan your brain and then, you know, 2 weeks later they sent me the results. And I was fully just like, I don't have epilepsy. That's ridiculous. You know, I slept too little, or, you know, I was just, something was wrong with my body, or I'd done something weird, I don't even know. And then like I got the results and it was like, you have epilepsy. And I was just like, no, I do not have epilepsy. That's insane. Of course I don't have epilepsy. But I do still to this day. And it really broke me. Mental health wise, I just kind of became a different person afterwards for a long time, and I just kind of was like really weak, and I let people use me and I acted badly, and it took me a long time to get out of those situations. And the worst thing of all is I refused to take my medication. If you are diagnosed with epilepsy, I please beg of you to take your medication, because I used to be on 25 milligrams in the mornings, 50 milligrams in the evening was my original dosage, which is relatively low. And I didn't take my pills and I started having more and more seizures. So I started taking my pills, but it got to a point where the dose was just getting pumped and pumped and pumped up. And every time I have a seizure, my dose goes up. So I went from taking, you know, 75 milligrams, which is, you know, relatively normal dose, when I was 17 and 18. So now I have to take 575 milligrams of this drug, lamotrigine. which is, yeah, anti-epilepsy. It's also a drug that is used for people who have bipolar, and it's a lot to take. It's a lot of chemicals to pump through your body, and if I had taken my medication in the first place, who knows, I might have never had another seizure. But these things happened and I've learned to accept it-ish. And yeah, so that's the story of my first seizure and my diagnosis. You know, it's really hard, and it's taken me such a long time to talk about, because for years and years and years, I just blamed myself completely. And I think about 2 years ago, I went and talked to my neurologist, and I made kind of like a joke, just being like, oh, you know, well, it's my fault because I did this. And he just looks at me and goes, Zoe, this is not your fault. This is not your fault. It was never your fault. And I just found that super comforting, because for so long I'd just been like, Zoe, you did this to yourself. You shouldn't have been so stupid. But I didn't do it to myself. And I'm going to make a video about mental health and epilepsy, because like I said, my mental health was really, really bad. It still really affects me to this day. Still struggle with depression based around epilepsy. I have anxiety because of epilepsy. Lots of different things. So I really want to talk about that later. But for now, I just wanted to share the story of my first ever seizure. And yeah, I hope it was interesting or brought comfort to somebody. But yeah, that's it. My first seizure and my diagnosis. I'll see you guys next time.